everyone, and welcome to the Aside Project YouTube channel. Have you ever wondered what happens when your co-founder, for example, doesn't share the same interest as you regarding the business you're both building? Why do such situations take place, and how can you deal with them in a way that doesn't impact your business sustainability and operations? Let's check this out together and see what best practices you can consider to deal with this uncomfortable situation and protect your business, your teams, your clients, and your dreams. In today's video, I want to talk about a business situation related to dealing with a business partner who is not committed to work with you or simply changed his initial commitment at some point. Conflicts occur all the time in every type of relationship, and business partnerships are no exception to that. Why and when does this happen? Healthy relationships in businesses between co-founders are crucial to every business success or failure. Before your business gets to the point of becoming a big corporation, where people are replaced by their numbers in a big giant system, it will be relying a lot on those people involved in it and the type of interactions and real connections they have with each other. This is true when talking about how startup teams get along all together, or how founders complement each other, how investors and founders understand the motives of each other and work in alignment all together. But this calm and peaceful situation doesn't happen naturally by itself, and instead requires a lot of involvement, commitment, respect and trust from the co-founders in order to be able to have it. Building and maintaining healthy relationships in businesses is a tough thing to do, and sometimes conflicts might be unfortunately inevitable. Depending on what type of conflict you might be dealing with and its context, its impact on your business will certainly be different. Every founder would like to think that the people they choose to build and run a business with will always be at the same pace as them and share the same interest, motivation, ambition, and level of commitment. But let's face it, guys, shit happens sometimes. Things change, people change, and so do relationships, interests, motivations, and needs. Assuming that your happy partnership will always be the same is just a fairy tale, because relationships are so dynamic and evolve all the time. The co-founders relationship has always intrigued me. As a business expert and coach, I have assisted hundreds of young entrepreneurs and startup co-founders in different countries. And despite the differences in their activities, culture, beliefs, and opinions, I've noticed that the most resilient and successful startups are the ones that were run by co-founders who complement each other and have managed to define a set of structured and transparent rules that define their partnership at all their business stages. On the other hand, startups that were struggling, having messy roadmaps, teams always stressed out, and unbalanced financial sheets, for example, were the ones where co-founders who didn't know how to work together and don't share the same level of commitment. So the direct correlation between how your business is doing and how well your partnership is going with your co-founders is a real fact that can't be denied, and you would be surprised to know how much investors pay attention to that. Most often, co-founders are brought together because of at least one of these three reasons. They are friends or family members, like it's the case for Melanie Perkins and her boyfriend Cliff Obrecht, the co-founders of Canva, for example. Here, the co-founder relationship is driven by personal, professional, and business interest. Second, we have the co-founders who join forces to work together because they share a common interest. Both of them want the startup to be valued at $100 million in 5 years, for example. It could be that they met during an event, discussed the business idea together, and decided to launch a business since then, etc. And in this case, this type of partnership is driven by the common business goal. And then there's the time where one founder decides to engage into a partnership with another co-founder to complete each other in terms of skills and abilities that the founder doesn't possess and which are mandatory to efficiently run the business. This type of co-founders relationship is driven by professional complementarities and business interests. So depending on which situation you are in, there is no guarantee that your relationship with your partner will always look like sweet roses and honey. In fact, as the business evolves, the co-founders relationship does too. How you worked with your partner when the business was in its seed stage is not the same thing as working with your partner when the business is in its scaling phase, for example. And that's normal, guys, because the day-to-day challenges are not the same. Responsibilities are different, and the sensitivity and urgency of the decisions that need to be made and the money in place are quite different also. We are all humans, and the more we live, the more our desires, aspirations, and personalities evolve. That's part of life. So it would be foolish to expect that your relationship with your co-founders will never change. Remember, nothing stays the same. It's a universal law by default. So hopefully, the enlightened co-founders will invest in their relationship and work on keeping it healthy at all stages. But again, this doesn't happen often. I didn't see many of such co-founders who were taking the time to discuss their relationship and work on removing its related impediments, maybe in the first type as a friend-family chit-chat, I don't know. But the truth is, with the high amount of work and things to be dealt with regarding the business, co-founders are more tempted to skip the relationship check part and simply focus their attention towards the business daily tasks. So in case you found yourself dealing with a business partner who is not committed to working with you anymore, how can you go beyond such conflict and find the best solution that works for you, your partner, and most importantly, your business? To tell you the truth, the answer is not simple, and dealing with human interactions and behaviors is a complex task. However, let me share with you some tips that you can use if you find yourself in such a mess. The first tip is to get yourself out of the drama. It's important to find ways to de-dramatize the situation and avoid taking it personally at any cost. This means that instead of saying, "How come that my business partner is behaving like shit with me? Why he or she is always showing opposition to my decisions, etc. I'm sure he or she hates me, maybe they're jealous, maybe they're starting to be greedy, blah 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 blah." All that internal speech must be stopped as soon as possible. Do not let your mind take you to that place. It's dangerous, dark, and destructive. And instead, try to calm your ego and take a step back from the drama to be able to build an objective understanding out of it. Second, show empathy and try to understand your partner's point of view. You'll find that deep down, your partner's behavior and lack of commitments has nothing to do with you. Not taking things personally gives you the possibility to show empathy towards your business partners despite their hostile attitude. Empathy is a powerful tool to solve relationship conflicts. It takes the drama away and brings a new perspective and understanding of your partner's vision and feelings. It's a way of putting yourself in his or her shoes and seeing the situation from their angle. If you manage to understand where their resistance is coming from in an objective manner, you will be able to efficiently work on finding solutions to resolve the problem and remove the resistance. You will be armed with tools that will allow you to know how to communicate with your partners and what to do to ease the tension and solve the problem from its root. Third, take ownership of your part in the conflict. A conflictual relationship is never a one-sided version. It's usually the result of two incompatible points of view or misunderstandings. Taking away the drama from the situation gives you the opportunity to understand your partner's point of view and what's bothering them or causing them to lose motivation or commitment. But it's also a way to help you identify your part of the situation, what you have done or what attitude you have displayed that led to it. Be honest with yourself and do not hesitate to ask for an external or third-party opinion. Again, a conflict in partnership is never a one-sided version, so own your mistakes and work on correcting them. Fourth, Talk to your partners honestly and be open to listen to their opinions. The urgency of the business daily activities usually leads to neglecting the power of having an honest talk with your partners and giving them the time and space to express their point of views without being judged or getting into conflict. So try to create those moments where you and your partners can discuss openly and implement some actions that will make them more comfortable and open to accept your point of view. Instead of blaming or trying to find the solution by yourself, involve your partner and define solutions together. This is what we call a peaceful and mature way of dealing with diversions in your relationship with your co-founders. 5. Don't be afraid to dissolve the partnership. Sometimes, despite all the efforts that you might be throwing out there, your partner might still lack commitment and resist working with you. Not all relationships can be saved, So when all attempts are lost, you need to consider dissolving the partnership. Sometimes it's better to go separate ways than to continue forcing something that's already broken and will never be saved again. Keeping up an unhealthy business partnership is the most dangerous thing that you can do to your business. But it's also the most challenging and complicated breakup that you will need to deal with. And sometimes, depending on your terms of partnership, this dissolution might lead to major losses in terms of money, time, legal procedures, etc. But hey, when this thing becomes a matter of life or death for your business and starts threatening your mental health, I would honestly prefer paying the price and save my sanity, my business and my team's motivations and my clients' engagement than thinking about saving my money, unless you don't care so much about the business itself. So just keep in mind that as long as you are doing a business with another person, there's always the threat of breakups, period. Does this mean that you should avoid getting into business with another person? Absolutely not. I'm definitely not suggesting you to do so. And to be honest with you, I have to warn you about the fact that being a solo founder and CEO is a big deal and a real-time and energy and effort-consuming experience. So all what I'm saying is that you need to pay great attention to whom you're doing business with and the relationship you're having with them all the time. And that this relationship is dynamic and it's up to you and your partner to make sure that it goes in the right direction and in alignment with all your business evolutions and stages. There's no black or white solution here, guys. Again, human interactions are so complex, especially in the context of business partnerships. So that's it for this video, guys. If you liked this content and the few tips and info shared here, make sure that you hit the like button. This is really an interesting and challenging subject that every founder faces at some point when they're running a business with another person. Feel free to share your experience, thoughts and stories about it and the challenges that you went through with your business partners to save your relationships and your businesses in the comment section below or through writing to us on the email address info@theasideproject.com. Remember to subscribe to the Aside Project channel for more amazing and out-of-the-box business tips and resources to help you build the life that you deserve and make your dreams come true. Thank you so much for watching and catch you soon, beautiful people.